What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to some more Star Citizen. So I jumped back into the verse the other day with a different mindset. Instead of focusing pretty much all on combat, I wanted to be, or at least play it as almost a jack of all trades. And with that being said, I still want to fly some combat a little bit, and I also want to focus a little bit more on PvE, like how I started the channel on, instead of trying to do some PvP. But not only that, it's like maybe do some cargo hauling. If I see some like slam around, you know, I could take some of that, or I could run some bunkers. I could put a either do some ground stuff. Like basically I wanted to do a jack of all trades, and I decided, you know what, it came down to a couple ships, and you can obviously see by the intro that's playing right now what ship I chose. And I chose the Spirit C1, mainly because it's a direct competitor to the Cutlass Black, but there's also a couple other reasons. I didn't want a very large vessel. I looked into the Corsair, I looked into the Connie, but I did not want a large vessel. So I was like, you know what, C1's got some decent cargo. I know how it flies because I fly the A1. It's got a tractor beam that I can use for various things like cargo, and I could put a vehicle in the back. But I found out a couple things. I'm going to get into that. First thing I'm going to cover is combat. You know, it handles really well in combat. The Cutlass Black is more formidable in combat, but for a solo player, this thing can definitely go up to VHRTs, no problem. So when it comes to combat, there was one deciding factor that made me choose the Spirit, obviously over the Cutlass Black, but also over larger vessels. So comparing it to the Cutlass Black has a turret for a buddy, but I fly ships mainly solo. And it can hold more missiles. Weapon hardpoints are the same size all the way around for both ships. It is the total HP of the Spirit that made me decide over the Cutlass Black, because the Cutlass Black has about 36,242 total HP, when the C1 Spirit has 67,600 HP, along with both of them having a size 2 shield. So I have a lot more life to have in the C1 Spirit. And because of that health pool, it's definitely more viable taking on VHRTs. I wouldn't recommend ERTs, but from the very beginning of bounty hunting to VHRTs, this thing can definitely slaughter. Not to mention, you can hold a maximum of 16 size 1 missiles on the C1. It comes stock with 4 size 3s, but going up to 8 size 2s or 16 size 1s, that is absolutely phenomenal. So here's a clip of me taking on it's an MRT cert, nothing too crazy. It's not HRT or anything like that. It's just an MRT cert, but just to show its combat capabilities off here a little bit. Anvil Hawk. Hornet. And Talon. Talon's probably going to be the most squirrely, so. Alright, took a hit by the missile. But the Hawk did a little. Oh, you got some distos on you, don't you? Done. No problem for the cannons. Oh yeah, this feels very, very good. It actually feels slightly, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels slightly lighter than the A1. And I'm also trying to fight a cord around my pedals as well, so that's nice. I don't know where this cord came from, but it probably fell down. If I was a little bit more accurate, just fine. Boom. All right, get some of these shields back. What am I looking at? It's an arrow, huh? Arrow's done. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, combat testing, at least for me, is pretty basic. I test all these ships in combat, see how they feel. Done deal. But I wanted to try out a couple of things. One, I haven't played with vehicle tractor beams yet. And I know the tractor beam on the C1 can basically moves like the Scorpius turret. You know, it can move back and forth. It can retract and deploy and stuff like that, right? So I met up with Twidget, which by the time you see this clip, actually the clip is playing right now, Twidge left. He just left whatever cargo he did not want on the ground. So I was like, you know what, let me play with this. So I was naked. I was in my flighty whiteys. I had no tractor beam or whatever on me. It was just me and my flight suit. I wanted to see if I could purely load this thing straight up from the vehicle tractor beam. And honestly, if it's not a 32 SCU container, you can do it, man. Like, no shit. And I was genuinely surprised. It was a little awkward, don't get me wrong, and I had some issues kind of navigating it with it being my first time doing it, but it can definitely be doable. With practice, you might be able to get pretty quick with it. Now, in terms of cargo space, though, before we jump into me kind of playing around with it a little bit, it holds 64 SCU of cargo versus the 46 on the Cutlass Black. For a ship its size, that's pretty significant. Like, it's very significant for the price point that this ship is in and the size that this ship is in. I think the next possible ship for that size that's probably holds a little bit more is the Freelancer Max. And honestly, the Freelancer Max looks like a freaking creamsicle turd. I don't want to fly something like that. I don't even want to be seen in that damn thing. So, it's another reason why I went with the C1. So, here's a little bit of me playing around with a tractor beam and trying to load some stuff up.
We have to do it manually, just leave the...
Yeah, I did already.
Okay. You have an ERT in the asteroids.
Did I?
Yeah, do you?
No, I do not. I don't have ERTs unlocked yet.
What?
Dude. I haven't played. I haven't done the search yet. I'm still on my fucking MRT cert.
Oh, it's just the search you have to do.
Yeah, I just had to...
I know you ground the rep.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I have the rep, like, fucking... I have all the fucking rep.
No!
Oh my god. I don't like that I have, like, this habit of holding F to zoom in, so when I try to zoom in for something, I'm just exiting the turret, and okay, this is not gonna lie, this is a little awkward.
Yeah, there's a new keybind that you should use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So playing around with the tractor beam and the cargo, realizing that I don't even need to leave my ship to load this thing is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it could go a little bit faster if I had like a hand tractor beam, and a little, you know, because it's a little bit more organic at this point because everybody's done it. Or if I had a co-pilot and a tractor beam while I stayed in the pilot seat, kind of looking out for targets, while maybe having somebody in an escort ship outside, or even that was chilling in the ship outside, just tractor beaming things out of the donor ship closer to my ship so the tractor beam can bring everything in. But long story short, like, without leaving the ship, that is fantastic. Huge selling point to the C1. But there's one other thing I wanted to try, and that is if it can hold a vehicle while still having cargo in the cargo bay. I set the parameters to about half the cargo capacity. So I had one side empty, one side completely full. Without testing, I knew at least the Gray Cat could fit and the STV could fit. The Rock might be able to fit. I'm not 100% sure on height. I didn't test it. But I knew the Ursa in general, even with an empty cargo bay, the Ursa and the Lynx will not be able to fit. So I was like, you know what? My favorite ground vehicle that is not the Ursa or the Lynx, the Cyclone. I wanted to try the Cyclone. Oh my god. That's like almost perfect.
No? Nope.
As long as I can get in and out, no problem. Oh yeah, dude, come look at this shit. That's like, I still got room, dude.
Yeah, you do. You could even come forward.
Yeah, I know. I just started sliding back a little bit because, you know, physics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can come forward a little bit. I might be able to squeeze two of them in here. Might. Right?
No, stop it. I don't know if you can get out though.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Around it.
No, you're right. I mean, it can fit like that, but not like perfect. Okay. Like, it still close the ramp and everything, but
So you can walk around, kind of.
kind of, not conveniently. I'll say that. But I'm genuine. Like, I honestly thought it can fit more, definitely more than what I thought. Goddamn markers, the fuck.
Yeah, I heard it.
I got more. Oh, they're kind of desyncing on my end.
Oh, I'm gone.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that you can't bedlog if someone else's vehicle is in your ship?
Yes, I did know that.
Found that out the other day.
Yeah, not quite. Almost. Almost. Oh. Yeah, no. I'm gonna say you can, but shouldn't. So you can fit at least one Cyclone very comfortably while still having half the SCU or half the cargo bay full. Honestly, you might be able to get away with a little bit more too. Even have a little bit more cargo in there, which I'm probably going to do a little bit more testing that way, just to see where I could push how much cargo I can have and still comfortably fit a Cyclone. Because if I can put a Cyclone MT in there while still having some cargo, that, or at least being on the ground, can really give an edge trying to defend people, at least in FPS terms, or defend yourself in FPS terms, while you're dropping cargo off, let's say at Brio's Breaker Yard or something like that. So that's really nice. That's really nice, and that's honestly what sold it to me. Basically, I can do anything that I have thought of with the C1. I can do combat, I can do cargo hauling, I can do hybrid cargo hauling slash ground troop transport slash drop a vehicle off for some homies. And then obviously we got the obvious. I could use it bunker running. I could do with some other things. The only thing this thing is missing is a freaking med bed at this point. Like, honestly, a medical spirit would be nice. You know, we do have the Apollos eventually coming, but honestly, like, it's only missing a med bed. And this thing is just makes it the ultimate or the best daily driver ever. And I'm going to definitely be playing around with this. You guys are going to be seeing this ship a lot, because I do have some ideas to do with Twitch here in the future or whatever. But I'm a little late to the party. I never really covered the C1 because I wasn't interested in it the first time. I was like, A1 bomber, big booms, hell yeah. You know, my Oonga Boonga brain was all about A1. But logistically, as a daily driver, the C1 is unbeatable. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Spirit C1. Alrighty, have a good one.